Hello, hello, hello. I'm going on a little early so that people can start logging on here. But say hi whenever you're ready. So we're going to start everything at 1, but I just wanted to, again, start this a little bit early so we can kind of all get acquainted. Everybody can grab a coffee or a tea or a glass of vino, and I'm not judging, whatever you'd like to grab. And we will go, hi Kathleen, how are you? Hey guys. Yeah, I'm so excited for this too. I'm so excited to tell you guys what's going on. So again, we'll give it about till 1, but how's everybody doing today? Happy Sunday. Does everybody have a cocktail in front of them? I mean, I'm just having a coffee right now, but if somebody's gonna drink wine with me, I'll drink wine. Anybody? Okay, I'll drink coffee for now. Hey guys, hello Hannah, hello Sam. Thanks for coming on guys. Thanks for visiting me today and hanging out with me as I talk about my new project, which I'm so excited about. I'm really hoping that I can help some people. And today I really wanted to just come on live for a couple of reasons. First of all, when it comes down to taking videos, I find them can be a little bit inauthentic. My whole course is about being super authentic. My whole course is about being yourself, whether it's messy or not. And I found taking a video beforehand wouldn't portray what I'm trying to do. So lives are really scary, and I'm here. So please, shoot me some comments, shoot me some love, and we'll get started in about a minute. Mwah. Hi guys, whoever's logged on. Hey Erica, hey Justin. Thanks again for popping in and saying hi. Again, making your Sunday with me is really nice, so thank you. Okay guys, let's get started. My song's over. It's one of my favorites, my Cardi B song, but get comfortable because we are going to get into it. So my name's Alyssa. For those of you who don't know me, I am fun. I am super authentic. I am exactly who I want to be, but it took a long time to get this way. It didn't come naturally. It didn't come easy. However, people always assumed that it did. So throughout COVID, I've been asked a lot of times, I'm just gonna turn this down. I've been asked a lot of times why I'm so confident and how I get so confident. And it took me a long time to figure out why that is. So I really looked intrinsically, especially during COVID, where confidence seemed impossible. Self-love seemed impossible. We're all gaining weight. None of us have the external factors that we used to have as our friends and our families being able to pump us up. Our works, a lot of us are working from home, like myself. And it's like, how am I supposed to love myself? How am I supposed to be confident in a world, in a situation where confidence is nearly impossible? So during COVID, I wrote down a whole bunch of different things about what I like to do, what makes me confident, what makes me some self-love. And then I really started figuring out that a lot of people had the exact same questions. So I started this journey for a couple different reasons. And I'll get into them right now. So the first thing I noticed was my nanny and I, so my nanny's my grandma, we have conversations weekly about our faith and our spirituality. And she said something to me that completely rocked my world, which got me completely started on this journey. And that was, we are never free, and we never have free choice until we free ourselves from our conditioning. And I wondered what that meant, and I really thought about what that meant for people around me. We are conditioned to hate our bodies. We are conditioned to not think we're good enough. We are conditioned to think that we're too loud, or too funny, or too shy. And I'm over it. I'm really over us being conditioned to hate everything about ourselves that make us different and make us special. And I'm not saying everybody's special, because we all know that that's just sometimes not the case. And sometimes we don't always love ourselves. It's impossible to every single day be into yourself and every single day love yourself. But I came up with these 21 things that I do daily to make sure that I love myself. And again, it doesn't come naturally, and a lot of people think that it does. So people who know me know that I'm very outlandish. I do really ridiculous things, but there's all of the things that I do are for a reason. Everything that I do when I go out at the bar, when I used to be able to go to the bar and we would be like dancing on tables and having fun, as much as that's because I wanted to do it, it was because that made me feel free. That made me fall in love with myself more than I ever thought possible. So that is why I created this course. Now, I'll get into a couple more scenarios about why I thought this was a really good time to jump into this. The first one was I have a friend who is seriously the most babely chick I've ever seen in my life. She's stunning and she's talented and everything about her is who I would love to be. And we were hanging out one day and she looked at me and says, Alyssa, I wish I could be so confident. I wish I could be as confident as you. I wish that I could love my body. And I wish that I thought I was beautiful. And it blew my goddamn mind because this girl in my mind was perfect. This girl in my mind was stunning and everything about her was next level. And then it really dawned on me that confidence and self-love have absolutely nothing to do with what you look like, how you act, what you do for a living. Confidence and self-love have everything to do internally, and it's like a work. It's like a muscle. It's like working out, and you have to work on it every single day. It doesn't come naturally, and it's not easy. And it doesn't matter if you're a size 2 or a size 12. If you don't love yourself, you're never going to be happy with yourself. It doesn't matter if you get the nose job that you think that you need, or the boob job that you think that you need, or the new job, or the new boyfriend. No matter what, if you don't love yourself, you will never be happy with yourself. And I have a lot of friends who, again, should be so excited and so happy with their bodies, but they're not. Because society tells everybody that they're not good enough. Because you're either too skinny and you don't have a big enough butt, or you're too fat and you don't have a slim enough waist, or you're too blonde, or you're too brunette, or you're too dark, or you're too light. And the point of the matter is that every single person feels this way. And you're not alone feeling this way. But there are ways to change it. So it is not your fault that you are being conditioned to hate yourself, but it is your responsibility. So I came up with a new program, and it's called the Let Me Introduce Yourself program. It is structured as a course, and it takes us through 21 days of things that I do daily. These things I learned from things like therapy, which I went to a lot of. Yay! I learned these things through, listening to different kinds of influencers. I've developed a lot of these programs based on my experience and what I do daily. And I really wanted to share it. So it's coming out in January. We all know that December is going to be a write-off. We all know that none of us are actually going to be, tuning into ourselves in December because we're going to be, trying to get through COVID, trying to figure out what Christmas looks like this year. So we're going to start in January. So if you have not done this yet, please sign up for my email list on my website, letmeintroduceyourself.com, and then you'll have the first exclusive about when it comes out. So the third reason why I got into this is because this is another story that kind of led me to this journey. Again, I've been asked many times how I'm so confident, how I love myself, and they kind of are asked in two different ways. They're asked through, oh my gosh, how are you so confident, in a good way? And then also, how are you so confident? So I made a course to answer both those questions. I'm a size 12 to 14 woman. I'm a mid-sized body, but a lot of people assume that I'm plus size, and I'm not. And that's the thing, is that we are conditioned that, anybody over a size 8 is plus size, and we're conditioned that anybody who is a size 8 isn't good enough. Same with people below size 8. Anyways, so I was at buying a car with my sister, and this idea really came with me. I have always been really good at negotiating with people. I've always been really good at communicating, and not because it comes naturally, but because I work at it. And I do, these 21 things daily to make myself love myself. So I'm helping my sister to buy this car. And afterwards, the guy, he was lovely, the sales guy comes up to me and says, Alyssa, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I'm actually in sales and whatnot. And he goes, okay, well, I just wish that you could teach my daughters how to be confident like you and how to stand up for themselves. And that really hit me. So it was a mixture of the three things. It was, first of all, my nanny telling me that we are never free until we are free from our conditioning. And that everything that we believe about ourselves is because we've been conditioned to believe that. My beautiful friend, who I looked up to in terms of her looks and her ability and her talent, saying that she wasn't confident and showing me that if she can't be confident, that has nothing to do with her body. And then the third of all is someone specifically asking me to come up with a course to help their daughters and their future daughters move forward with their confidence. So I want to take today to talk a little bit about the course, and then I'm going to answer some questions. Again, I'll have this on my story later, and I just want it to be super real. Again, I think that as much as I wanted to take a video and post it, live is a lot more authentic. At the end of the day, this whole thing is messy because I'm messy and everybody around me is messy. The course I'm really proud of, and I feel like it's structured in a really fun way. But at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure that I'm as authentic as I can be with you. So let's get started. So we're going to talk about a couple of the principles that we talk about. So there's 21 of them in this course. It's structured, again, every single day you have to work on it because it's like a muscle. And if you don't work on it, then it kind of dissipates. Just like working on your booty. You're not going to get a nicer, bigger booty if you're not working every day at it. Just like you're not going to get your self-love and confidence unless you work on it every day. And it's really hard. It's really hard to look at yourself and say, what am I missing here and why am I not confident? But I'm here for you, and I promise that you're not the only person thinking this. And I promise every single person who looks like they have their shit together don't in some capacity. So that's why I'm here. So the first day of the course is actually available on my website. If you go to the website and you sign up for my mailing list, I will send you the first day of the course. You can get a feel of the kind of tone we're talking about. But the number one thing is this course is absolutely not safe for work. We talk about sex, and we talk about consent, and we talk about our bodies, and we talk about our vaginas, and we talk about things like that. So if you're looking, and also I swear like a trucker in it. So if you're looking for something that's like super, like positive, I am absolutely here for you, but it's super raunchy. And if you're looking for something a little more real than your typical self-love, I'm here for you. Because again, self-love is impossible to have every day. And I think the main reason why I structured this course this way is I had read a lot of the self-love courses. I had kind of looked at a lot of the self-love and the confidence and the self-help courses. And a lot of them were just love yourself every day. And I just kind of was over it. I was over that like insane positivity. Because in my mind, that insane positivity is absolutely impossible. And by asking us to love ourselves every day is basically setting us up for failure. So this course doesn't ask you to do that. This course asks you to put 1 hour every day into loving yourself differently, and you're gonna fail it. And then you're gonna do it. It's like doing push-ups. It's like you do 10 push-ups and you continue your push-ups, and then you do 5 one day. And the next day you do 6. And then all of a sudden you do 20 and you're like, how the fuck do I do 20 push-ups? It's the exact same way. So how the fuck do I love myself this much? Because you took the time and you put the effort in. So the first day is called, Let Me Introduce Yourself to Your Insecurities. So who has insecurities? Raise your hand. I think it's literally everybody. And everybody's insecurities are different. Again, people who have rockin' bodies in society's sense might have insecurities about their job. I have insecurities about, I think I'm too loud sometimes. I think that I am inappropriate where I shouldn't be. I look in the mirror sometimes and I think, I wish I could look different. I have some stretch marks. Why? I wish I didn't gain that weight so I had that stretch marks. My insecurities are, I think that my body is, my boobs are too big or my boobs are too small in different shirts. I have insecurities at everything. And I think the biggest thing is that a lot of people assume that if you're confident, it means you don't have insecurities. And that's not the case at all. It's just that you have learned how to tell them to fuck off. So the first day is learning how to tell your insecurities to fuck off. So my insecurity bully is what I have you walk through. Figure out who your bully is. My girl's named Bethany, and I'm sorry for any Beths out there, but I promise that my bitch is a Bethany, and she's awful. So what I do every day is I stand up in the mirror and I tell Bethany to fuck off whenever she comes and tells me that I'm not good enough. So the first day is walking you through finding your shitty name, finding the name of your insecurity bully, and telling it to fuck off all that day. So that's the first day. Again, this is not safe for work, but this is things that I do every day that really make me more confident. And I really believe that this is going to make you love yourself a little more. So that's the first day. Again, you can actually get the first day for free. Sign up on my mailing list, my website, all free. And you can just see if it's a good fit for you moving forward into when we launch in January. So again, the first launch will be in January. I'm only going to have it about 15 people because what I'm going to need is I'm going to need those people to tell me how it is. This is going to be the first one ever. I'm really excited about it. I've had a lot of people look at it. I've had a lot of people, take a look and kind of give me some edits. But the first one is going to be the top first 10 people in who give me some really good feedback. So that's where we're going to start in January. So I'm really excited for that. We're going to jump into another topic that we talk about, and it is to stop falling for the system of the double Fs. And people ask me what that is. What are the double Fs? The double Fs are fitness and fashion. So stop falling for the system of that fitness and fashion are only made for a certain body type. And that doesn't just mean like a mid-size or plus-size women, but I also have women who are very thin and they don't think they can wear crop tops either. So the whole module is about learning how to say, I can wear a crop top and I can do the fun fitness classes, no matter what size, no matter what area of your life you are, no matter what age, that this course helps you walk through saying goodbye to those double Fs. Now, another module we talk about in this course is learn how to say thank you. So how many people on here have no idea how to say thank you to a compliment? I'm going to assume, raise your hand, but I'm going to assume most of you. I found it really hard to say to say thank you to a lot of different things. I found it hard to say thank you for, thank you. Yes. Okay. We got some people who it's very hard to say thank you because again, when it comes to the conditioning, we are conditioned that we are not allowed to say thank you or else we're egotistical. Because women are supposed to not know that they're beautiful. We're supposed to be so fun and flirty, and we're supposed to just be bashful. Like, no, I'm not beautiful, me. We're taught that. Our society teaches us to do that. So of course it's hard for us to say thank you to a compliment. Of course it's hard to say thank you to anything, whether it's in the work or whether it's in romantic relationships. So I do have a part of the course that talks all about learning how to say thank you. And learning how to also accept those compliments and also give compliments to people. Because I find that with a lot of women, that's one of the hardest things that women can do, is learn how to say thank you when they know something is true. So I know that I am really funny. So thank you. So this course walks you through it. So the next one I want to talk about is another module in the course. And I'm just kind of telling you some of these modules to help you understand the types of things we'll be learning. Again, it's structured into 21 days. We'll have 21 full days with each other. But the next one is no one gives a shit about you. And that one's hard for a lot of people. That one was hard for me for a while. And I don't mean that as in no one cares about what you do or no one cares about your well-being. I mean that no one gives a fuck about you the way that you give a fuck about yourself. So if you are embarrassing yourself and something embarrassing happens, think back to a really embarrassing time. I'll tell you my embarrassing story. And this is actually in the course, so it's a little sneak peek. So my embarrassing story, and this is not even that embarrassing, but when I was in high school, I had a dinner at my boyfriend's house for the very first time. It was my first time ever meeting his parents. Okay. And it still hits me. You know that memory you have where you're in the shower and you're trying to wash your hair and you're smiling and you're dancing and then you get this fucking memory of your embarrassing moment? This is my fucking shower moment. So I'm eating this salad and we're at dinner and again, I'm trying to be super classy and poised. So I ended up pouring the salad into my lap, which is not that embarrassing because whatever. But then the dog came over and started licking it all over my crotch and I didn't want to seem rude. So I started eating the salad out of the dog's mouth. Yeah, so that is still my embarrassing moment that I still remember to this day. And I remember every detail. But the fact of the matter is, no one gives a shit about me the way I give a shit about myself. And by that I mean, I guarantee you, anybody at this boyfriend's house does not remember a single moment of this. I guarantee you that no one remembers this. However, it is ingrained in my mind. It is ingrained so bad that I when I eat salad, I get flashbacks. It's awful. But we take a whole module, we take a whole day and we talk about how that no one gives a shit about you and how to stop giving a shit about what other people think of you. Because that, at the end of the day, is one of the really hard parts about being not just a woman, but a person in general, is is when you look in the mirror and you see your flaws, nobody else does. And when you trip and you trip and you have an embarrassing moment and you can't get over it, nobody else remembers it. So we take a full day in this course, dismantling that feeling of caring so much about what other people think. So those are another really important one. So the first kind of, again, these are throughout the 21 days, no order at all, but these are ones that I really wanted to talk about to kind of showcase what we'll be talking about in the course. So again, we talk about how to tell your insecurities to fuck off. We talk about how fitness and fashion are not for a certain body type, even though society has made us feel that way. We help you learn how to say thank you to compliments. We learn that no one gives a shit about you. And another one I want to talk about is how to own your orgasm. And this is, again, where it comes in. This is not safe for work. This is not safe for anybody who's a little bit, isn't ready to talk about their sexuality. But my biggest thing with this is I have so many women who have no idea what they want in physically. They have no idea because their society basically tells them that like women's sexuality is not important. My main thing that I talk about is how is it the fact that we know when in a man's sperm sample, we can determine exactly how many sperms are in that exact sample. Yet, when scientists still look at us and say, oh, I don't know what female ejaculation is. We just like, it's a mystery. We don't know. The point of the matter is our society doesn't care about female sexuality. So we talk about, and that's why a lot of people are very uncomfortable talking about their vaginas and talking about sex, is because women in particular are told that like we're not supposed to. It's the Madonna and the whore complex, right? We're supposed to be these like virgins, but we're also supposed to be extremely, we know exactly what we're doing. So one of the courses we do talk about is talk about your sex and owning your orgasm and helping you be confident in the bedroom. So I wanted to be very transparent about the different kinds of things we talk about. We talk about some things that are going to help you at work. We talk to you about some things that are going to help you in your relationship. I talk to you about some things that are going to help you every day, about really getting into yourself and telling all the shitty things to fuck off. But we also talk a lot about how to love yourself in the bedroom. So those are the things that we're going to be talking about in the course. And again, it is 21 days. It's structured as a workbook, so you work it on yourself. Now, a lot of people ask me if I'm a confidence coach. And I have absolutely nothing wrong with coaches, but I'm just as fucked up as you are. I don't have any business coaching. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring out who I am. I'm still figuring out how to love myself. But I do have 21 practices that I use every day to become the woman that I am. And I really think it's going to help people. The other reason why it's structured as a workbook is I talked to a lot of different women about what they wanted. And I had a lot of women who asked me, is this going to be a group setting? And at first I was like, yeah, like everyone loves group settings. But I realized that not everyone's like me. Most people don't like group settings. Most people, it makes them want to throw up having to like post a picture of their body in a swimsuit in a group. So I made it very personal. This is between you and your self-love and your workbook. I will be there and I'll give you videos and I'll give you different kinds of resources, and you're absolutely welcome to join me on the Facebook page where I post daily and we can communicate with different women around the world, hopefully. But at the end of the day, self-love and confidence is about you. It's not about you flaunting how confident you are in front of other people. And I'm not asking you to be super vulnerable the first go around. We'll talk about it eventually. And I will ask you to be pretty vulnerable with me and yourself. But I don't need you to be vulnerable in a group because I know that's really hard for some people. So that's why I structured it this way, in a very intimate setting with just kind of yourself and then me as your guidance, because it's all about you and it's all about you learning your confidence and your self-love. So that is the course. I'm going to take some questions in a little bit, but again, I will be launching in January because December is a write-off. It will be available for the first 10 people, the first round we're going to do. Again, I'm going to need those people to be really excited with me, but also be very graceful with me because this is my first time ever doing this. All I know is that I've been called to do this. I have this burning feeling that I've been wanting to do this for a very long time. However, this is my first one. So I'm really excited for people to join me and be willing to work with me on the first round and give me some feedback on what they think is going to be best. So again, if you haven't checked out my website, it's letmeintroduceyourself.com. Sign up for the mailing list to get some information. And then you can also get the first day of the course to see if it's a good fit for you. And again, we'll be start launching in January. But I'll start taking some questions. If anybody has some questions, I'd love to answer some of your questions. Okay, well, you guys think of the great questions. Go look at my website. I guess that one of the main questions that I had, again, from a lot of people is like just reiterating that right now I'm not a coach, but who knows, that could eventually happen. But all I know is that I have these really cool principles that I've come up with. Thanks, Kathleen. I've had really cool principles that I've come up with that make me this way. Okay, Sam, great question. Does it have to be completed within 21 days or at your own pace? So it is structured to be 21 days every single day, because in order to actually build your self-love, you have to do it every day. However, you're not in a group, you're on yourself, so that's for you to decide. If you want to take that 21 days and kind of expand it a little bit and do one every 2 days, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to force you to do it every single day, but in my experience, doing these things, repetitively every day and putting an hour away aside for yourself is super great. And it's really great for your self-care as well. So you do it at your own pace. I'm not going to force you to do anything, but I do suggest doing it day after day. So you couldn't find the course info. The course info is on a button on the top right. It says take the course. If you're on mobile, just go to the menu and it says take the course. It has lots of information there. Again, it's not live quite yet. It's going to be live in January, and we'll move forward with that. Thank you. So the course is going to be $99.99. But for the first round, it is going to be $49.99 for those people that I really need on there with me. Again, I need the first 10 women to be excited to sign up with me, to work with me, and then to give me some feedback, because I want to make sure that this is as best as it can be for as many people that it can be. I know that nothing is a one-size-fit-all thing. However, the way I structure this allows you to kind of use your own experiences to move forward. So in January, it's going to be $49.99 to start, and I'm very excited to bring some people on through that. So this is a great question, Sam. So after January, I'm going to use the feedback that I get from those people, and I'm going to look at all of it, and I'm going to kind of just like edit some things that I think that are really important, because I want to have as many people coming in and telling me their stories and how they were affected by it. But as early as February is what I'm thinking. But however, I'll kind of keep that updated based on the feedback that I get, and we'll move forward. So it most likely will be every month, but I don't want to guarantee that. Just as moving forward, we don't know what the feedback is going to be, but hopefully it'll be every month, and then continuing as I get some more feedback. I hope to take this a little bit bigger. So now that I answered some questions, I'll kind of help. Can I pay now? Not quite. You know what? I haven't set it up yet, but let me get back to you. I'll send you a message. I'm kind of trying to figure that out right now. So again, it launches in January. I still have a couple cakes to work out, but I will message you privately. If you guys have any questions and anybody else wants to kind of jump on right away, we can kind of get started. So yeah, so I'll reach out to people. If you kind of want to start now and be one of my first people to kind of help me out, I would love that. And I'll send me a DM, and then I'll send you some information on that. Okay. Yay. So eventually, what I'd like to do with this, and where I kind of see this going for myself and where I see the company going, again, I have these courses that I'm really excited for, and I'm excited to kind of start this course, and I'm starting to people to start using it. But I would like to eventually bring this into schools. And I'm eventually going to make a version called Let Me Introduce Yourself for Girls. Because again, this one right now is super not safe for work and it's super not child friendly. But I'd like to make one child friendly. And the reason why is, could you imagine if you were 13 or even 16 or honestly even 20 and you were in either middle school or high school or just into university, and you were able to learn the principles that we know now as women, that you were able to learn the principles of how to love yourself, how to say thank you to compliments, how to like ask for a raise at work, how to own your sexuality. You know, if you were 13 and to 16 and you were able to figure these things out, how amazing would that be? How different would your life be? So that's where I really want to take this. The course is awesome, and I want to help every single person, every woman in the world. I know that's not possible, but I want to help every single woman in the world love themselves a little bit more. And again, this course is really going to help you. I don't, is it going to work for you? Honestly, I don't know, but I can tell you it is going to give you a structured way to start loving yourself. So this course is really for you if you have, read all the books and you've taken all the podcasts in and you've listened to all the influencers and you're like, yeah, I want to love myself. And now you're like, where do I start? I'm a really good place to start. Again, it's structured in a way that's very easy to digest. It's really fun to read. It provides you with daily journal prompts and provides you with daily activities to do to really make sure that you love your self-love. So I will be, again, making this one. How much time do we need to commit to the course each day? 1 hour. That's it. 1 hour of the complete self-care for that one day. Again, as Sam asked earlier, do we have to do it every 21 days? It is intended to do it every day for 21 days. But if you don't have the time one day, you can absolutely take, one module of the course into 2 days. But I ask for 1 hour a day. It's your self-care hour. I actually suggest that everybody take 1 hour a day, no matter what, for their own self-care. So whatever they like to do, whether it's taking a bath or whether it's doing something creative and journaling, or if it's, listening to music, taking an hour a day every day is super beneficial. And if you start that right now, that in itself is going to help you love yourself a little bit more. So again, hopefully coming around in April, I will have the Let Me Introduce Yourself for girls. So if you have daughter or nieces that need to find their confidence, because who doesn't? What 13 to 16 to 18-year-old woman nowadays with social media and bullying and continuously changing body standards of what sexy is. I don't know any young woman who is confident in themselves the way that they need to be. And I just wish that every woman was able to find and love themselves. I just wish that for the entire world. I wish that everybody was able to do what they love to do and love themselves just because they're them. And I know that sounds kind of cheesy and cliche, and I try really hard in this course not to be super cheesy. Because I'm over like the love yourself. I'm over it. Like, love yourself, bitch. It's a little different. So that's the course. That's what I want to be taking it. Again, thank you for everybody who said they want to sign up already. I will message you privately and we can kind of get started for the January. And then we'll kind of move into February and March and every month. And then hopefully, again, that Let Me Do Yourself for girls will be coming out. And then we can help your daughters and nieces as well. So does anyone have any more questions? We'll be signing off fairly soon. I see some more people kind of popping on. But if you have any questions we haven't discussed yet, or you kind of missed a piece of it that you're not too sure about and you wanted more information on it, go ahead and let me know. So I just had somebody, and this didn't happen on here, obviously, but I had somebody last night ask me a question. And that question was, do we touch on, in the course, like, do we touch on, like, how to love yourself as, like, a woman versus how to love yourself as a girl versus how you love yourself in different situations? Now, my big thing is I've been through a lot of crappy things, and we do talk about it in the course. I'm asking you to be very vulnerable with yourself and with me in the course. So I, in return, am very vulnerable with you in the course in ways that I haven't been publicly before, which is very exciting, but it's also very scary. Just like doing a live. Lives are not easy. But again, the course is structured in a way that the course is not meant to be, a perfect. It's not meant to be everybody acts a certain way. It's not supposed to be something that is structured. It's supposed to be a learning tool for you. It's supposed to be something that you start with and then you move forward with, because at the end of the day, self-love isn't easy and it doesn't come naturally and it doesn't come all the time. But just knowing that you are allowed to be amazing and a work in progress at the same time is super important. And I'll repeat that again. You are allowed to be in work in progress and fucking spectacular at the same time. So this course is structured that way. It is structured to help you find your self-love by doing something every day for yourself, and learning about different topics that I use to be so confident. Yes, the format of the program. So what we have, it's a workbook. So every day you have a writing piece, as well as a journal prompt, as well as a actual activity that I'm asking you to do that day. Some of them are in your own home. Some of them are with other people. Some of them are hard. Some of them fucking hit you in the gut, and some of them are really difficult to do, and then some of them are super light. So that's how it's structured. And then every week I'll send you a video kind of recapping of what we talked about, and then also send you any kind of videos we create throughout the month on the private Facebook page. And then I'll be asking on the private Facebook page that you're invited to, I'll be asking questions, and I'll give you the space to allow yourself to be a little more vulnerable with the women in that group. It's totally up to you. Again, I find that courses, and this is my personal opinion, courses and situations where people are forced to come on and be very vulnerable with people right off the start, I find them really scary for a lot of people. I find them scary for myself. So again, it's structured in a way that you do it just with yourself. It's a workbook. You get a video of me, and then you have the opportunity to talk to me through social media, as well as you have the opportunity to be vulnerable in a group of women that are only women who've taken the course and only women who have worked with Let Me Introduce Yourself. So that's how it's going to be structured, to make sure that you have the ability to be vulnerable. You have the ability to connect with other women. You get a lot of different content from me. Again, once a week, it'll be a video about an hour, just to, again, recapping what we talked about, giving you some more resources. And then you also work with yourself on the workbook. And then again, the main thing about self-love is it comes internally, and it's all about what you want, and it's all about yourself. So I guide you through this, and I guide you through my experiences, but you're going to have totally different experiences doing this. And some days you might be like, hell yes, this is amazing. And some days you might be like, Alyssa, I don't really feel this one. But that's the point, is everybody's a little bit different. I've got another message. Yes. Thank you actually for bringing up that mental health part. So I've been talking a lot about my anxiety on here. The anxiety part actually isn't really talked about in the course because it's about self-love and it's about confidence and it's about like loving yourself every day. However, by loving myself, I have decreased my anxiety tenfold. I used to have panic attacks, and we talked about it in a lot of my stories. I will continue to talk about them in my stories because I'm very, very open about my mental health. People don't realize that anxiety is a physical symptom, and is not always a mental symptom. So loving, for me, and everybody's different, medication worked for me for a while. Therapy has worked for me forever. I've literally been in therapy for like 10 years. And again, a lot of these principles are actually developed that me and my therapist developed together. But when I learned how to love myself, I learned how to love every part of me, which means that not that I love my anxiety, but I'm neutral towards it. So now I don't hate myself for having panic attacks. I allow them to pass. Because for me, when I hated myself for having panic attacks, that's when they got worse. And when I was mad at myself, and I was mad that why can't I get out of this? Why, I have a great life. What's wrong with me? So when I love myself and I allow myself to be neutral to some pieces of myself that maybe I don't like, it changes everything. So this totally does change your mental health. Loving yourself changes everything around you. It changes you. It changes the people around you. It changes your daughters and the way that you interact with them. Earlier in this, and if you missed the first part of it, we did talk about some of the principles, but I will talk about another principle in this. And it is treat yourself like you treat your daughters. And we have a really interesting conversation in this day about how we don't realize sometimes that our own self-hatred and our own lack of self-love reflects on our children. We don't realize that, and it's not your fault. Again, as we discussed at the beginning, as much as this is a self-love course, it's more of a deconditioning course. We decondition the bullshit that you're taught from the time that you're a baby and the time that you're, honestly, women 8 You know, when we look at a Barbie and we're like, oh, like, why doesn't this look like me? Or we see ads, you know, all over the place of different kinds of different women. When I was younger, there wasn't different body women ads. There was X body, and if you weren't that body, you're not good enough, right? But again, the thing is that nobody's good enough. Even those models in those ads weren't actually looking that way. But what our society doesn't tell us is that the reason why we are conditioned to hate ourselves is because there is a man somewhere, and I won't say just man, but there is somebody somewhere making a fuck ton of money because you hate yourself. There is somebody out there making a crap ton of money because you need to buy the makeup and you need to get the surgeries and you need to get the hair. We're not born to hate ourselves. We're conditioned to do it. So as much as the course is a self-love course and it provides you with ways to increase your self-love and increase the confidence in, again, the boardroom, the bedroom, and in your life, it is more so a tangible way to start working away that conditioning, and a tangible way to basically tell society to go fuck itself. So that's what the course is. So let me introduce yourself is what I called it, because as much as it is about let me introduce yourself to your self-love, like let me fucking love yourself, it is about let me introduce you to who you really are. Because you're conditioned to be X, but I know you want to be something else. So let me help you do that. Okay, so I'll be signing off. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and DM me. Check out my website, sign up for my email list. I'll be messaging the women who said that they wanted to sign up right away. If you want to sign up right away for the January course, go ahead and send me a message, and then we can kind of get started on that. So I'll give it about 5 minutes on here for some more questions, and then I'll sign off, and we will go from there. So I'm really excited, and thanks guys for taking the time to hang out with me. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm just starting this. I had a calling to do this. I'm really excited about it, but I definitely need your grace because this is new for me. I'm learning new things as I go on. Same with all of you. We all are learning new things together. But in this time, when we're in this world of COVID, where we have absolutely no idea what our life is going to be like next year. We have no idea who we are anymore because all of the things that we had are just no longer. That's hard. And I'm hoping that we are able to help this out. All right, Liz. Yes, so I'm going to take 10 people in January, and those 10 women, you know, and again, this is very geared towards women, but Steve and I are working on right now, let me introduce yourself for guys. So I'm working with him to kind of take my principles and just make sure that they're good for men. So right now it is geared toward women, but you know, men will come eventually. And again, like I said, we'll also be creating one for girls so that you can send it out to send it and we can work with your daughters and your nieces. This one is not safe for work, but the girls one will be. I promise. And the men's one will be as well. So I'll take 10 people. I'll take 10 women for the first one. Those 10 women, I really need to help me make sure that it's, has the right tone of voice and just kind of guide me through it. So I want those 10 women to come on with the understanding that it's the very first round and the understanding that I will be asking for some feedback from them. So I'll take 10 people. Again, the course is $99.99. However, the first 10 people in January is going to be $49.99. So it's half price because I need your help. Because again, this is new for me and I want it to be super raw with you. Because at the end of the day, this is what this course is about. And this is what I'm about, is I'm raw, I'm real, sometimes too raw and sometimes too real. But that's the point, is that I don't really give a fuck anymore. So. All right. Okay. So again, I'm going to log off. Send me any messages you have in the DMs. If you're just jumping on now and you kind of missed the part of the presentation, go ahead and check it out on my story. I will also have it on my Instagram live, but I'm really excited and I'm excited to see where this goes. And all I want to do is just help the women around me love themselves, because you chicks are fucking hot. You guys are smart and you guys are talented. And I just wish that you guys could see yourselves the way that I see you. All of you. I promise. You are so much more than you think you are. And I want to help you show that. Okay. Bye guys. Happy Sunday.